Hi everyone, Velvet here, and I have some stories for you today. But before we get started, can you please do me a huge favor and like, comment, and subscribe? It'll really help the channel out, and it'll get you more videos like this every day. Let's get started. And our first one comes from Competitive Bench 6832. Am I the beehole for refusing to help my sister out when I'm the only person in our family she lives close to, and she has children? I, a 31-year-old female, have not spoken to my sister in 10 years after she had an affair with my ex. I was with my ex from age 15 until we were 20. My sister was 19 at the time, and the affair had been going on. Most likely, they started the affair not that long after my sister turned 18. My ex was the same age as me. My ex proposed to me while we were together. My sister was helping with that and encouraged me to marry him before he proposed. This was so he'd be around and they could keep sleeping together. We got engaged a few months later, and my sister told me I couldn't marry him because she was pregnant with his child. She tried to salvage a relationship with me and asked me to understand and not be mad at her. I told her she was disgusting and I would never forgive her. I also told our parents what she had done. I saw my sister once after her first child was born. A year or so after, I had learned about the affair. She told me she missed me and wanted her daughter to know her aunt. She tried her best to get me to at least agree to a relationship with her daughter, but I told her it was not possible, and I was not going to forgive her, and I told her not to talk to me again. My parents and extended family also stopped talking to her when she started dating him for real, and they only resumed contact after they broke up. They then supported her because of the kids. My parents couldn't bring themselves to turn their backs on their grandkids, or to sever the relationship forever. I was fine with it because I do understand. But her having kids is not incentive for me to repair things. I'm now happily married and a mom myself. A few weeks ago, my parents called and told me that my sister had been living 20 minutes from me for the last 2 years. They know I don't want to talk to her, so until that point they had not. She moved out of state for a job, then she lost her job, and her landlord told her she needed to be out in 60 days because he was repurposing the house. Without her original job and with no support network here, she turned to them. She didn't want to pull the kids away from their place they were so used to now, and so my parents decided I should be the one to help. They told me if I could help her by putting her in touch with people for a job and maybe another rental. It'd be so amazing. They wanted me to step in before the 60 days were up. I refused to help and told them I will never do a single thing for her again. They pleaded with me to reconsider and told me to think of the kids. They asked me if I really hated my sister that much, and I said yes. I told her it'd be bad enough to be the affair partner, but to encourage me to get engaged and help him plan while they were cheating behind my back was such a low thing to do. I said the fact that she stayed long enough to have another child with him also showed how little she really cared about me. They told me to be a better person than this. Am I the beehole? Oh, Pete, no, you are not the beehole. And I hate that crap. Oh, be the better, bigger person while they get to, throw mud in your eyes. And shame on your parents, man. She cheated on you with your fiance and your boyfriend, and she encouraged you to marry him so they could continue cheating. Why are your parents so dense? Why? Of course you're not going to help them. They, on top of cheating, they planned to cheat more. So they didn't think what they were doing was wrong and they didn't give a damn about you. And yeah, I'd be the same way as you. That person doesn't exist to me anymore. I can't help someone who doesn't exist. And no, it doesn't fall on you to help her. Do not help her. She was a ghoul. And I like how the guy left her, huh? She's alone now. What happened? And if your parents want to help her so much, let them send her money. Send her enough money to get her a place, get her, find a job for her. She can find a job. She's a grown woman. She knows how to look for a job in this day. There's so many things to help you find a job now online. You know what I mean? So, P, you are not the beehole. Do not help that wench for what she did to you. Because it's like you said, it's not only the cheating. She planned everything on top of that. And your parents are acting like that didn't happen, and they're trying to make you be the bigger person. She should have been the better person by not, cheating on, helping cheat. Oh God, it's so much cheating on you with your cheating. Yeah, having him cheat on you. Oh my, you know what I mean? That is insane. This is some Mari stuff right here, man. But yeah, OP, you are not the beehole. Do not help them, and you need to put your parents in their place because they know what she did was wrong. And I'm on the side of if you cheat, you're less than like roach crap to me. I could forgive someone for murder before I could forgive someone for cheating. Which I can't forgive someone for cheating. I'd be done with them, divorce, and if I was married to him. So OP again, not the beehole. Our next one comes from Suspicious Cake 4969. Would I be the beehole if I bought a car without my partner's blessing? I, a 34-year-old female, have always wanted an SUV Porsche since I was a girl. My husband, a 36-year-old male, and I do very well for ourselves. We earn a little over 150K each, so combined the household income is over 300K. Unlike my partner, I grew up poor from absent, uneducated migrant parents. I worked hard with little support to put myself through school and climb the career ladder. When I was younger, my best friend had the life I was so envious of. Loving parents, a warm house, security. I aspired to be like her mom, a gorgeous woman who openly loved her kids and was active in their lives. She also drove a Porsche, as well as a lot of other rich soccer moms. It becomes the thing I wanted to have since the made it item. I am not a materialistic person. I do not own or care for luxury brands. I don't gamble. My dad continuously lost the family savings. Do drugs or have money pit hobbies. I currently drive a 1999 Toyota that refuses to die, while my husband drives a sport car he bought for around 70K before we met. When we married, I brought about 60K more into the relationship. Our finances are completely combined, and we're lucky we don't need to think about or worry about finances. Besides our home, which is fully offset, we have no other debts. We are expecting our first child and looking into buying an SUV and replacing my death trap. He is a car person, and I am not. I want to buy a Porsche, while he is strongly against it. Despite knowing my reasons as mentioned, these are his reasons. You are paying for the brand. I know. Other cars in that price range offer way more features. It doesn't even compare to what's on the market in terms of tech and safety inclusions. It doesn't have a lot of room or boot space. It does not offer comfortable driving experience. There's more reasons, but those are the main ones. He's happy to support us buying a new car within the price range. His preference is a Volvo or a Lexus. Girl, he's getting you a Lexus? I understand his reasons are valid, and I know my desire for this car is emotionally driven. I don't even care if it's a second hand, but he strongly also agrees against this. I feel like I deserve this one materialistic thing my heart wants, and I've worked hard to be in a position to afford, so before I potentially do something irreversibly, would I be the beehole if I put my foot down and tell him I'm buying this car and go to the dealership and buy it myself without his agreement? Edit to add, this would be an SUV, ideally a I don't know, Cayenne, Cayenne. I'm not a car person. But happily, if it was the Macan. Hi, OP. You would be 1000% the beehole if you did this. This isn't some small purchase. This is a car. This is something that you guys need to be in agreement about, and I'm 100% on your husband's side. Maybe because I'm not a car person, I really don't care about cars. I just see it as a tool to get from to and fro. That's it. Well, I'd like a nice tool that won't break on me, and it sounds like you're going to get a nice one. And this is coming from a guy who does not care about cars. He wants to get you a Lexus. A Lexus is a nice vehicle. It sounds like you don't want a car. It sounds like you want a toy. Again, I see it's such a pointless thing to me. And who cares that that woman had a Porsche? You are you. You're not her. You got to do your own thing. And if you do that, personally, if I was in his shoes and you went behind my back and made a large purchase like that, that would do damage to the marriage. That really would, because you know what I mean? Everybody says that house, car, you talk to the person you're with if you're with someone. And I like how you try to throw in that, oh, he has a sports car for 60K. Yeah, he got that before he met you. If you had your Porsche, whatever the hell it is, I don't care, before you met him, then fine, what can you do? You bought that before you met him. And again, I see it as a tool, and I want my tool to have the best features. And it sounds like the Porsche doesn't have the best features, and you'd want to go with something that's safer, because you're buying an SUV that's going to transport your child OP. You get the better car, and I'm pretty sure Toyota, is a lot stronger in crashes. Usually fancy smancy cars crumple, and, people end up with an engine in their laps. Or I guess if it's like the back of the car, right, is where the engine is, so I don't know, an engine in the back of their heads. I don't know. Like I said, I don't care about cars. OP, you'd be the beehole if you do this. Do not do this. Get the Lexus. You are the beehole. Oh, and to add a little more onto that, think about the insurance, think about the repairs. A Porsche sounds like a car you can't just go to any mechanic and get a third-party part from Amazon and slap in there and you'll be good. I'm pretty sure that's a dealership car where they're gonna run you through the ringer and take you for all you're worth. I'm pretty sure a wiper is going to be like $60. You know what I mean? For those type of cars. It's not just a car, it's a whole burden you are taking on when you buy a fancy smancy car. And our final one comes from Strange Tadpole 3749. Am I the beehole for not coming to terms with the fact that my wife cheated on me 14 years ago before our marriage? Advice needed. I, a 35-year-old male, am married to my wife, a 37-year-old female, for 11 years and together for 14. We have a beautiful 7-year-old daughter, and our marriage has been great without any major problems until last year. Last year, I learned that my wife cheated on me before our marriage. One of her friends became religious and confessed her actions to me, which had me confront my wife. She was shocked that I learned it and apologized profusely about her actions. However, she said it's not something important now because we've been going strong and have a family together. She told me I should come to terms with it since it happened 4 months into being exclusive, and she was a stupid girl out of college back then. My mind told me the same. It happened 14 years ago, and we are happy right now. I decided to oh, you forgave her? Come on, man. I decided to forgive her and continue our usual life. Reality was not that great. My mental took a big hit. I realized it's not something that happened 14 years ago for me. The cheating happened for me when my wife confirmed it. I was less confident, could not have sex with my wife. I could not get an erection for her. This turned into a feeling of disgust of being around her. I even took a DNA and an STD test, secretly. Thankfully, our daughter is mine. I am clear of STDs. Then a year of an intense visual therapy started for me. I realized I needed to change somehow. I was not the same person I used to be. I also communicated my feelings to my wife after pushing it a bit. We started going to couple counseling too. However, at the end of everything, I decided to proceed with the divorce. Here are my reasonings. She not only cheated back then, but lied to me for 14 years. True. She decided not to confess the action herself. Also true. Even though she apologized, she dismissed the fact by saying it's not important anymore. Ugh. Young me was robbed of having a choice. Cheating was, and still, one of the biggest deal breakers for me. I knew if back then, I would have broken it off. I'm happy with my life, and I'm glad that our daughter came to the world. She is the light that shines the brightest for me, one of the biggest reasons I keep living. But still, I was robbed of a choice back then. IC and MC could not our problems, and I have feelings towards her. It also started affecting my life, which really could affect our daughter. I think our daughter would be better off having us as co-parents, instead of living in a broken family environment, where constant arguments are present. Sex life is basically dead for me. We do have sex, but I feel like those women on film/TV series that just lay and look at the ceiling waiting for it to be over. The only difference is that I'm a man. I do not even want non-sexual gestures anymore. Last week, I had sit down with my wife and explained everything I wrote here in detail. My feelings, reasonings, and some other private things. I've been talking to a lawyer for the last month and the papers are almost finalized. 50-50 custody, 50-50 assets, sharing, as amicable as possible. I explained everything thoroughly and clear to her. She freaked out and had a panic attack. We spent the night at the ER. She is begging me to reconsider, and to not throw away 14 years. However, even though I would like to stay, it would result in us being roommates, and a broken family environment for our daughter. Am I in the wrong here? Hi, OP. You are not the beehole. Who cares about 14 years? She ruined it before you even got married, from what it sounds like. She ruined it way back when. And she's like, oh, it's been 14 years. Yeah, it's been 14 years to her. You just found out. It's been, what, a day for you now? Basically, she just cheated on you in the marriage to me. What makes it even more disgusting is she's just trying to brush it off like it's nothing. Like, oh, it's 14 years ago, I was stupid, whatever. No. You were grown enough to know that cheating is wrong and what you were doing was wrong. I'm glad that you're getting the divorce, because that's what I would suggest you doing. I was really bummed out when you decided to forgive her, because I don't believe in forgiveness, especially, for this. Cheating is an end. It's like you said, it's a deal breaker. If you'd known back then, you wouldn't have gone through with it, and I would have been the same way as you. It is a deal breaker. That sucks for her, but she did what she did, and she's a monster. She's definitely the beehole, because it's been 14 years. You could have gotten a disease that your daughter could have not been yours. Thank God, both of those, your daughter is yours and you're healthy, but she did something horrible to you and kept that secret for 14 years, and you know she was never going to say a thing until her friend went to God and came and told you. Good thing that friend showed up, because what an evil person. Who does that? Who does something that horrible and then lies to you for 14 years and is probably going to go until she, her grave, the way it sounds like. Yeah, OP, you're not the beehole, and I'm glad you're getting a divorce. And I see some people saying, "Oh, stay together for the kid," and Reddit. Nah, nah. Like you said, it's gonna be worse. You guys are gonna be constantly fighting. There's not gonna be no love, and kids aren't stupid. They're gonna pick up on that, and it's gonna, affect her mentally. So I agree. The best thing to do is to break up. You get that house, cause she doesn't get to keep the house, cause she's the one who did the wrong. And yeah, let her figure it out for herself and co-parent raise the kid, because it sounds like she loves the child. I guess I'm not sure because her actions tell me different, because she obviously did not love you. But to wrap that up, 100% not the beehole, OP. I hope you find someone who actually loves and cares for you, and you have a nice life with that person, because you deserve better. No one deserves this ghoulish betrayal, not the beehole. Thank you so much for staying with me to the end of this video. Can you please do what I said in the beginning and like, comment, and subscribe? It will really help the channel out, and it'll get you more videos like this every day. Velvet out.